I'm Dr. Robert Leager, the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. It's wonderful to see so many of you here on this beautiful morning. And I think especially to sense the excitement that you bring to this process of making a choice about where you will be over the next 4 years. We certainly hope that that will be here at Creighton, and we think that if you do indeed choose us among your other options, that you will have chosen well. I'm told that you come from 20 different states, that your grade point average is in high school was about a 3.8, that about half of you have an interest in the natural sciences or healthcare professions, and about 3 out of 8 of you are among at least the second in your family, perhaps parents or grandparents, to attend Creighton University. I think individually and collectively, you have wonderful academic credentials and you have immense potential to make a significant difference in your communities, in your nation, and in the world at large. And that's a very important point, because our communities, our nation, our world are challenged with some very vexing and difficult issues. These issues really demand the keenest intellect and skills of the best and brightest of a generation. Whether it is providing meaningful employment, offering the best education within our community schools, fashioning an economy that respects the fruits of a lifetime of prudent savings and investment, alleviating poverty and hunger among the poorest of our brothers and sisters, finding respect for the dignity of each person, no matter how young, how old, reducing the health problems that devastate many peoples of the globe, or creating mutually respectful relationships among nations and radical sects of the world. Yes, the challenges are mighty, and they are very demanding. We need your intellect, your commitment, and your passion. And our commitment to you in turn is to provide the best learning experiences to prepare for those challenges. At Creighton, whether in the classroom or in the laboratory, you'll be among other talented students with similar aspirations. The competition is likely to be greater than any you have yet experienced in your high school educations, but importantly, you will have the support that is necessary to succeed in this challenging learning environment. At Creighton, you will learn to communicate clearly, to think critically, to master reasoning within a discipline, to grow in your sense of competence and efficacy as a person. Even more importantly, you will understand and value the Catholic Jesuit tradition of education. You will develop confidence in making decisions ethically, and you will deepen your commitment to justice for all. Father Dick Hauser, who is a member of our theology department, in his study of the history of Catholic Jesuit education, identifies 3 eras in Jesuit education. And some of your grandparents or perhaps parents or older siblings may have participated in earlier phases of this. Up until about 1972, Jesuit Catholic education provided opportunities in education and professional development. Many times those opportunities were not available in other public or private contexts. And then roughly between 1970 and about 1995, I think Jesuit education tried to be as good as the best of private universities. And so we hired faculty who were the top of their disciplines. And so we have populated the faculty with some very excellent scholars among them. And I think our students will talk about some of the benefit of those scholars. Whereas for the last 15 years, though, Jesuit universities have been attempting to re-identify themselves in terms of what it means to be truly Jesuit. That began with some of the work in Rome among the headquarters of the Jesuits, where they began to talk about the Ignatian pedagogy again, something that had been with the order for many, many years. Ignatian pedagogy is about knowledge, bringing knowledge to action through processes of reflecting on our experiences before we take further action. And so it's a cycle that we try to teach within our classroom learning here. This Ignatian pedagogy of experience, reflection, and action is going to permeate many of your learning opportunities. I think more than any of the other options that you're considering, you'll learn to bring your intellect based on a deep reflection of who you are as a person within your experiences. Nevertheless, other learning experiences are necessary to complement classroom-based learning. Each year, about 125 students learn about the world through study abroad programs, and then about an equal number of students will participate in short-term, summer-based, faculty-led programs abroad that will take students to China, South America, India, Africa, Europe, Central America. We call these FLIPPAs, and they are an economically efficient way for you to enhance your global learning. And students have a lot of fun going on that. Creighton College of Arts and Sciences has become known for providing opportunities for students to learn through individual research projects or through creative productions. Each year, we send about 125 students to conferences where they present the papers that they have, the research that they've generated, papers or posters that have come from individual faculty mentored research experiences. Each year, our students compete for prestigious fellowships to support their graduate and professional studies after their Creighton experience, and they win those competitions for these prestigious awards. We have 2 students who are the recipients of Fulbright scholarships, one going to Germany and one going to the Galapagos Islands. I wish I could go to the Galapagos Islands, always wanted to. But they're indications of the success of students in preparing for these kind of things. Our Creighton students do very well in this kind of competitions. I think maybe the best way to inform you about these opportunities is to hear from students who are taking full advantage of these active learning opportunities. And so this morning we have several students here. They're going to share a bit about themselves and their experiences at Creighton. Each has prepared herself as well as, or better than can be expected, for those challenges that I've talked about, those challenges that confront our current world. Each of these students has fully used the opportunities and support available to them as students in the College of Arts and Sciences. And so I'd like to introduce the first of these 3 students, Corey Kaler. Corey is from Manitou Springs, Colorado. She's a political science major and she's minoring in English. She'll graduate this May. She's the past president of the College of Arts and Sciences Student Senate. She's a member of Alpha Sigma Nu, which is the Jesuit Honor Society. She is a former freshman leadership program mentor. And after she graduates, she's going to the University of Colorado to law school. So please welcome Corey Kaler.
Good morning. This morning I'd kind of like to share 2 different sides of my experience here at Creighton University. The first of which is the academic side. While you're here at Creighton, you'll have a lot of opportunities in the classroom. The Dean talked about how this might be the most challenge you've ever been, or the biggest challenge you've been faced with in your academic career. And I think that's really true. But Creighton is here to support you through the entire process. That begins freshman year with the Ratio Studiorum program. That's the advisement program. Probably in the middle of the summer, if you just decide to enroll, you'll be called by a faculty advisor. He'll call you, or she, will call you and give you advice on what classes to take. My first piece of advice for anyone enrolling in college is to listen to this advice. I did not. I'm a pre-law major, and in high school, one of my teachers was like, you have to take chemistry in college. You're going to have to take it. You might as well enroll. So I enrolled in my first chemistry class, and my teacher is actually Dean Harris. She's off to the side here. And we took a survey the first day of class, and it asked everybody their majors, and most of them were, like pre-pharmacy, pre-health professions, chemistry, biology, and then the other category was other. And I was the only person in my class of, I think, maybe 35 people that was other. And that's kind of when I knew I was in a little bit of trouble. But I found a good lab partner, so it was okay. But the RSP program is a really great program in that they help you through every step of your college career. The first part is the freshman year program, the RSP program. The second year, you get a pre-major advisor. These people are really great. They know the details of probably profession or the major program that you want to go into. They can help you decide on that stuff when you decide to declare your major. And then from there you get a major advisor who knows all the ins and outs, what core classes you need to take, what major classes you need to take to get you on track for graduation. It's a really great program and something that's very unique here at Creighton University. A second thing I want to talk to you about is the Dean mentioned Jesuit education. Here at Creighton, they really encourage educating the full student. That's mind, body, and spirit, and that requires a pretty extensive, well-developed core, which is really unique as well. It challenges students to take classes in a multitude of areas, including math, science, philosophy, arts, history. So it's unique in that you get a very wide-based experience and you learn a lot of different things that maybe don't relate to your major, that is something that you would not normally take in your college career. So I challenge you to go out and take those classes, whether that's Asian history, whether that's chemistry and you're a political science major, whether you're a science major and you want to take an arts class, a dance class. It's a really unique experience. Also along with those experiences, Creighton offers a very small class, intimate room environment. Classes here at Creighton range from about 7 to as high as probably 35. The sciences will have a lot bigger classes, up to 100 or 150. But it's really a small, unique experience. And you really get to know your professors pretty well. Does anyone here watch Law & Order? Anyone? Okay, I want to be Jack McCoy. I want to be a prosecutor. If you don't know who that is, he's kind of the main character on the original season of Law & Order. And last summer, they actually canceled the original series after 20 years, and I was pretty devastated. It was a big deal in my life. So I had a professor who knew my obsession with Law & Order, and he emailed me midsummer, not prompted by anything, to let me know that it was okay because the UK was coming out with their own version of Law & Order, and it was really close to the original, and then he gave me the Target link so I could buy it. So they really get to know you. It's a very great experience. I know I just went to Chicago on a research conference with my professors, and it was really a great experience to kind of become a peer with them, if you will, to share my experience in research and to learn about what they were doing in their research as well. So that's something I also think is unique to Creighton. The last thing I want to talk about is the Dean briefly mentioned experiences outside of the classroom. And I know Kelsey and Anna are going to talk a lot more in depth about those, but one I would challenge you to do is leadership. You'll hear our bios being read, and we're in a various number of organizations. And there's a lot of opportunities here at Creighton to be involved and to be in anything that interests you. There's over 120 student organizations here at Creighton University. So I would challenge you to be involved in at least one of them, whether that's Greek Life, Intramurals, they have a knitting club. I'm pretty sure they have anything that you're interested in. They have an ice cream club, which I want to find because I could do ice cream every week. I really could. So really, while you're here at Creighton, I hope that you learn a lot about the college, but you also look at the opportunities available to you, whether they're inside the classroom or outside the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. And I think as she's indicated, you can have a lot of fun here. I talk about work, but certainly there are a lot of wonderful opportunities to be involved in that are not in the classroom. Second speaker is Kelsey Thien. Kelsey is from Omaha, Nebraska. She is a psychology major. She is a member of the honors program, and she is also a member of the Psychology Honors Society. She is a recipient of the Vesenius Research Scholarship, which is an award to support summer research. And out of that experience, she presented a paper and received an award from the Psychi, which is the Honor Society in Psychology, for her research paper. But she also has fun in other ways. She is also a minor in math and dance. She's a member of the math club, and she's a member of the Creighton University Dance Company. After graduation this May, Kelsey will attend the University of Iowa in the doctoral program in social psychology. Please welcome Kelsey.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Creighton. Corey just spoke to you a lot about the great academic opportunities you have here at Creighton, but I'm just going to speak a little bit more in depth about my favorite academic opportunity, and that is undergraduate research. When I was in your place 4 years ago, I knew that research was a huge part of university life, but I didn't know that undergraduates were doing it so much. I thought that it was mostly professors and graduate students who were really taking the reins on research, but at Creighton, undergraduate research is really a way of life, and I think that makes Creighton really unique. I have friends at schools as big as University of Nebraska-Lincoln and as small as Nebraska Wesleyan, and I've asked them about the research that goes on there. They say that research is going on, but they don't know very many people who are doing it. It's kind of hard to get involved with. But that's not true here at Creighton. At Creighton, undergraduate research is so easy to be a part of. Simply alerting faculty to your interests can jumpstart your research career, and you can get started as early as freshman year if that's something you're interested in. And furthermore, research is available in all fields. I think a lot of people hear research and they get that stereotype stuck in their in the art history department, people have gone to do archaeological digs on Roman statues. In French, students have studied the incorporation of the French language and literature into the country of Laos. And of course, there's always a lot of things going on in psychology, like studying the effect of game systems like the Nintendo Wii on the acquisition of spatial skills. So even if you're not into the hard sciences, there's definitely opportunities available for research for you as well. And I think that it's very, very important to get involved in research because research can have a huge impact on your future. You'll learn to cultivate a deeper understanding of the subject matter, whatever major you choose, and you can learn a great deal just by taking class concepts outside of the classroom, playing around with them, and see how they play out in the real world, which is really thrilling. It will teach you critical thinking skills. You'll learn how to work with others as well as independently. You can cultivate really deep relationships with your research peers as well as your research advisors. I personally consider my research advisor to be more of a mentor and a friend than just a teacher-student relationship, which is great. And students and parents, you're going to love this. You can make money through your research. Like the dean mentioned, there are research awards available for summer research, and we do a really great job of mentoring people for those really big research awards like the Fulbright. So there are definitely opportunities to get those huge awards and make some money out of your academic career. Also, research can take you to new places. There are tons of opportunities available for regional as well as national presentations of your research. I have friends who have gone places as far as San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Miami, and Chicago to present their research. Also, research can take you abroad. I mentioned some of the friends I have who are doing research in a wide variety of areas. For instance, Mike did his French research in the country of Laos. Brian went to Rome to do his art history studies. And Colleen is currently studying in several regions of France. So if studying abroad is something that you're interested in, research is one path that can take you there. And also, I think these things are so important. Research is so crucial because it can help you stand out as a candidate for job opportunities, medical school applications, graduate school applications. Whatever you decide to do with your life after Creighton, the skills you develop in research can help to get you there. I know that I would not have gotten into graduate school without my research, and so I really value the time that I spent learning all the things I did in my research. So I know you may feel like it's too early to think about research now. You haven't exactly decided on schools yet. You might not know what your major is going to be. And so this may seem a little overwhelming to start thinking about how you're going to fill your 4 years. But I encourage you to stick research in the back of your mind. And if those opportunities should arise, definitely seek them out. You may think that research is not your thing. I didn't know that I was going to love research, but I gave it a shot, and it turns out that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So if those opportunities arise, I encourage you to take advantage of them. And I think because Creighton has such boundless research opportunities, it's the perfect place to kind of figure that all out. So thank you very much for listening, and if you have any questions at the end, I encourage you to ask because we're more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey. Our third speaker, if you recall, when I talked about the history of Jesuit education, I said that since roughly the 1990s, Jesuit universities have been trying to sort of re-examine what is the role of mission. And I think Anna Heck, who is a native of Plymouth, Minnesota, is going to show through her own experiences kind of how that's come about. Anna is a double major in Spanish and philosophy, and she has a minor in Justice and Peace Studies. She's been involved with service kinds of events for quite a long period of time. She's been a very active member of the Fall Spring service trips. She spent a semester at her Encuentro Dominicano program in the Dominican Republic. She received the Martin Luther King Jr. Student Leadership Award. She also is a member of Alpha Sigma Nu Jesuit Honor Society. Just recently, she received the Ignacio Ellacuria Award, which is given to a student who best exemplifies infusion of mission into their work. And she is going to spend, after graduation this May, she will be going to Nicaragua for about 1.5 years of service work. So please welcome Anna Heck.
Creighton, as part of the Jesuit identity, has several Jesuit values.
with others. And so what that means is that we're conscious of the different realities around the world and in our own community, and that we try to act for others in a way that works with them to alleviate suffering and oppression. So there's a lot of ways that this value comes up, but one really unique way is through the Encuentro program, which is, I'm going to talk a little bit about. The Encuentro program is a semester-long program in the Dominican Republic, and it's unique for several reasons. It's completely through Creighton, so everything is coordinated through Creighton. All of your scholarships and financial aid automatically transfer, so you're not paying any more, filling out any forms in order to study abroad. You go with a group of Creighton students, which is really nice, because then you get to know each other there. You don't have to say goodbye at the end of the semester. You come back here and have parties where you make Dominican food and play and dance to merengue and bachata when you get back. So this is a really cool program. While you're down there, you have 2 10-day immersions and during this time we lived with host families. We didn't take any classes, but our main mission when we were staying with host families was just to be with them and learn about their way of life. And we became part of their families. I had a brother, and they called me their daughter and their sister. We worked with their communities to do service projects. The first community we were at, we helped bring running water to. The second one, we helped build a house for a family in the community. And we just got to learn about their way of life and watch them cook and helped around the house and played lots of cards and dominoes. That's a lot of fun. And I would just walk around all the time with a bunch of little neighborhood kids, and they would show me around the neighborhood and braid my hair all kinds of ways. But this is a really cool experience to really be immersed in a different kind of culture and a different reality, and to get that kind of experience. And when we weren't doing our immersions, we were taking classes that were really relevant to our experience. We were learning about the history and sociology of the Dominican Republic, about global economic development, and we had weekly service sites that we would go to a couple times a week. And those also were another way for us to be immersed in the community. I worked in a community of Haitian immigrants, and I helped out at a school. And I still have pictures of the kids all around my room, because it was just, they made such a powerful impact on me. But one really cool thing is the way that I feel like most people that have done this experience bring their experience back to Creighton. And there's just a lot of ways to continue being foreign with others when we return. So, like Indira said, I've been involved in service trips. A lot of us have coordinated service trips. We have normally between 25 and 30 service trips. Groups go every fall and spring break to all different parts of the United States. A lot of them stay here locally in Omaha, so to learn about the different kinds of communities here in Omaha and our neighbors. And there's a homeless shelter not too far away, so a group stays there. And then others, I went to the border in El Paso to learn about immigration issues. So there's all different kinds of ways to become involved at Creighton. Some of my friends and I are involved. There's a community in South Omaha, Mayan Guatemalans, and so we help out with English as a second language classes and fundraisers. So there's a lot of ways to get outside of the Creighton bubble and to really apply what you're learning in the classroom to the world, and that Creighton does a really good job of that, of making those opportunities available. So that's one reason. That's not a reason why I chose Creighton. I didn't really know all this before I came, but it's something that I'm really grateful that all these experiences and opportunities have been here for me, and that there's been so much support, information, leadership development here. So if you have any questions, let us know. Thank you.